10 of the weirdest bits of equipment a spy might find among their kit. Smoking pipe. Smoking is without a doubt awful for your well-being. However, for CIA specialists in the 20th century, there were circumstances where smoking a line could spare their lives. The way into this current line's life-sparing capacities was discovered hidden in its stem, a radio recipient that could get transmissions and send them directly to the agent. The pipe worked when the covert operative grasped it in their teeth. By vibrating, the line had the option to move sound straightforwardly into the ear through the bones of the skull. Nobody else would have the option to hear what was being sent. The CIA site, which shows off a portion of the innovation it has utilized throughout the years, doesn't uncover whether the line could be utilized to smoke tobacco, so best not to loan your government agent line to anybody else. Dead rat. What do you do when you see a dead rat? On the off chance that you disregard it, at that point you would presumably make a helpless government operative. The CIA utilized dead rodents to move data from their agents. This was a strict edge drop, which is the term utilized in spying when a mystery area is utilized to pass things between specialists without the two actually having to meet. The rodents were genuine, however dug out to give a Velcro pocket to messages and cash to be passed to and fro. The CIA was persuaded to utilize them on the grounds that there is no culture on Earth where individuals don't draw back with sickening apprehension from a dead rodent. They were likewise intrigued with the sum that could be full inside one. The just safety measure required was to plunge the rodents in Tabasco sauce prior to dropping them. While people move in an opposite direction from dead rodents, a rummaging creature may need a nibble of it, in any event, until they experience the hot sauce. Rectal Tool Kit. Being a covert operative isn't all stylish gatherings and tuxedos. Some of the time a government operative must go beneath and pass to serve their nation. They may be approached to conceal the devices of their specialty in their rear end. The CIA Rectal Toolbox has all a government operative may require and all in a helpful size for simple concealment. Luckily for the covert agents, the pack arrives in a break evidence case so they don't get harmed attempting to eliminate it. Once out of its concealing spot, the pack opens to furnish the spy with blades, penetrates, and picks. The unit offers all that a covert agent may require to get away from a tacky situation. The Rectal Toolbox is an astute piece of designing and scaling down that packs a great deal of gear into a little space. The British Mystery Administration may have concocted something comparable. MI5's legitimate witticism is Regnum Defende, protect the realm. It would be so natural to rebrand themselves to Rectum Defende. Dog poop transmitter. On the off chance that dead rodents were utilized in light of the fact that individuals will in general try not to contact them. At that point it was simply a question of time until was utilized. During the Vietnam War, gadgets alluded to as dog do transmitters were set along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Molded to resemble the droppings of a medium-sized dog, the T-1151 contained an indicator that communicated back to American forces by dropping these mechanical butt nuggets along the path. U.S. powers had the option to screen the development of merchandise by resistance powers. Variations of this gadget were made to resemble the droppings of indigenous creatures. They could be utilized as both homing reference points to manage assaults or to send Morse code signals if a specialist picked them up. These gadgets were essential for a pattern in open camouflage, where spy gear was made to look like something that could be left anyplace. So individuals who don't get after their canines are simply making spies' positions that are lots simpler. Hollow coins. The ideal bit of spy pack is one that can be taken care of without anybody associating it is out with the normal in any capacity. You need to pick something that individuals see and hold each day. With coins being so universal, they were a conspicuous objective for reconnaissance. In one case, however, it was an emptied-out coin that gave a government agent away. When a paper kid called Jimmy took a coin for his papers in 1953, he had coincidentally acknowledged a bit of Cold War spy hardware. Dropping the coin, he saw it tear open and a smaller-than-expected photo dropped out of the empty inside. While it looked simply like a typical nickel, there was a minuscule opening penetrated in the face that permitted it to be opened with a needle, while the FBI couldn't unravel the numbers on the hid photo from the outset. They were helped in getting another covert agent when they found another empty coin. Seeing the closeness to the coin, Jimmy discovered they made captures that split up a Soviet covert operative ring. Pipe Dagger. While recycled smoking can truly harm your well-being, there was one bit of British covert operative unit that might have demonstrated destructive. While it seemed as though a typical line with a snappy turn, it very well may be opened up to uncover a deadly steel cutting edge inside. On the off chance that a specialist wound up needing giving an enemy a brisk cut, then they would consistently have a blade to hand. The pipe was made by the Special Operations Executive during the Second World War. They were liable for delivering hardware to help spies behind foe lines. While a lot of their work included making devices to assist spies with dodging identification, a portion of their manifestations were weapons to assist them with enduring spots. The British had an affection for hostile lines and furthermore produced a line that covered a little type firearm. Spy barscope. Not all bits of spy gear were totally secret. Some of them were pretty evident in the event that you realized where to look. During the First World War, the Germans utilized Zeppelins to spy behind foe lines and perform besieging strikes. The disadvantage with Zeppelins was that they were profoundly ignitable and sluggish. Ground powers could, without much of a stretch, kill them. One approach to stowaway was to keep them over the clouds. When the Zeppelin was over the mist, however, it was incomprehensible for them to see their objectives. To compensate for their visual impairment, they would at times bring down a stage called a covert agent pin on a metal wire. A covert operative would sit in a wicker seat in the little vessel as it slipped underneath the mist and issue orders back up to the ship, while individuals on the ground could hear the Zeppelin's motors. They would be not able to find it with their lights, and the government agent bin was too little to even think about being seen from beneath. Glasses with cyanide pill. It is a drained old figure of speech in films that spies like to encircle themselves with self-destruction pills. The second they are revealed, they can grind down on a glass ampoule of toxic substance and perform one extremely last break. One well-known form is the covering up of cyanide in a phony tooth they can chomp down on. One of only a handful few spots cyanide has not been covered up is in teeth. Envision if the government operative pounds their teeth in their sleep. The CIA has uncovered that they once created a couple of glasses with a cyanide case covered up in the tip of the arms. The specialists could imagine that they were having a profound think while biting on their glasses when, truth be told, they were submitting suicide. In one genuine case, Alexander Dmitrievich Ogorodnik, codenamed Trigons, a Soviet negotiator turned U.S. spy, approached his overseers for a pen with a disguised cyanide pill. Given the harsh taking care of he could expect if the KGB ever gotten him, it was a sensible solicitation. Trigon was captured. At the point when he was going to be investigated, he requested to sign his admission with his exceptional pen. He eliminated the case, chomped on it, and was dead before he hit the floor. Insectothopter. Goodness to be a fly on the divider. Flies would make the best covert agents ever. They would be the best bug in the entirety of secret activities. In any case, the principal endeavors to make a creepy-crawly spy gadget were not an unmitigated success. Developed during the 1970s and made to take after a dragonfly, this first versatile listening gadget was the cerebrum offspring of the CIA. Under wonderful conditions, the creepy-crawly formed automated airborne vehicle could cover 200 meters in 60 seconds. Lamentably, the clumsily named Insectothopter was similarly as abnormal, noticeable all around. A light breeze would thump it wealthy course. The Insectothopter should be guided by laser radiates which would convey it to its objective. Be that as it may, given the constraints of its dry framework, it was never utilized in the field. With 50 years of advancement, however, it is completely conceivable there are bugs out there that are undefined from genuine bugs. False scrotum. At the point when a government agent needs to contact their controller in a rush, they would not need to search far for a radio in the event that they were wearing one of the CIA's bogus scrotums. Intended to be worn on the suitable region of a male government operative, the scrotum was extensive enough to conceal a scaled-down getaway radio. The thought was, regardless of whether a covert agent was caught and stripped look through, then this reasonable scrotum would not draw an excess of consideration. The elastic concealing gadget was normally finished and even had wispy hairs appended. There is no word on who gave the model to the scrotum. Just the most devoted government operative catcher would wait sufficiently long to distinguish the deception, the bogus scrotum, which is something that is consistently enjoyable to state, was tragically never placed into far-reaching use. Or if nothing else, that is the thing that the CIA needs you to accept.